Hi, everyone. So based on a lot of texts I've been getting and stuff coming up in sessions, I know that a lot of people are experiencing a crisis right now. And a crisis can be anything. It can be mental, emotional, physical, spiritual. It's when you can't cope and everything feels like too much. So we're going to do an EFT, which is tapping, emotional freedom technique. And you can Google it if you've never done it, if you want to know more. We're going to do a couple rounds of tapping to release that energy of crisis and to plant seeds to help you be on the other side of it. So I think EFT is brilliant when, especially in crisis, but really for anything, but especially in crisis when you just can't ground and you can't calm your nervous system and your stress is just overwhelming. This is a way to settle yourself back into your body. EFT uses acupuncture points to release the stuck energy. So we start by speaking all of what's really going on right now because it's there already. We want to acknowledge it to release it. So that's how we're going to start. And I'll have you repeat after me or in your head every time I say a statement. Now I'm going to show you the acupuncture points. We're going to start here. This they call the karate chop point. You can do either hand, doesn't matter. And we're going to start there with a statement. Then we're going to go to the inner eyebrow. Then we're going to go to outer eyebrow, under the eye, under the nose, chin, collarbone, and then underarms. I tend to do both sides, but you can do one or the other, doesn't matter. And then top of head. So as you watch, you'll be able to follow along. You don't need to know that. You don't need to have that memorized, So the first thing that practitioners of EFT recommend is that you take a moment and check in on your scale. Where are you with your crisis right now? Are you in full-blown crisis feeling a 10? Are you at a 5? This is just for your information so that as we go through the round, once we're done, you can check again and see, hey, did that alleviate some of what I was experiencing? So check in right now with yourself. Where are you in the midst of this crisis? And I want you to, I know it's really hard. I know it's really hard in crisis to connect to your body, but I want you to just put your hands over your heart for a second. Feel your feet on the ground. And just take a deep breath, even if that feels like too much. And listen, if it is too much and you need to pace while we're doing this, pace. Listen to your body. There's no wrong in this. Okay, so we're going to start. And we're going to start with the setup. So I want you to repeat after me again out loud or in your mind. Even though I'm in a crisis, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though this crisis is building or it's full-blown, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Even though this crisis has really knocked me off center, I deeply and completely love and accept myself. Now we're going to move on to the points, repeating after me. This crisis feels like everything is falling apart. I can't cope. I'm overwhelmed. I can't function. I'm in a weird vacuous space. Nothing seems to be working. It feels awful. feel impotent and I can't do anything. Everything is too much. I have a short fuse. My communications are off. I don't know what's going on. I feel so much fear. Terror even. And trauma. I'm so stressed out. I'm spinning mentally and emotionally. I feel powerless and disconnected from myself, from others, from life. It's all too much. I have such anxiety. I don't know what to do about this. Being in my skin is uncomfortable. So much fear. So much stress. I can't connect to my body. I feel frozen. I feel so awful. And I'm so anxious about it. Now stop and take a deep breath and blow that out. Just blow that out. Feel your feet on the ground. Now, you may need to do another round of that before we move on. Check in with yourself. Are you still feeling as intense? And if you need, do another round. Or let's try moving on and see if that helps shifts things, okay? So, breathe. So now we're going to plant the positive states. Following along. This crisis is temporary. Even though it feels like it's going to continue. This crisis is temporary. I can take my power back from the crisis, from the people involved. I pull my power back with every inhale. Coming back into myself, into my center, even in the midst of crisis. I honor all my thoughts and all my emotions, even if they're uncomfortable. And I can choose to align myself with solution, with resolution, even if I don't know what that looks like yet. I choose to release this static space of crisis and hold all parts of myself in love. In the frequency of love. I accept all parts of myself. This crisis is temporary. It's not a reflection of who I really am, of the power I have, the power of choice, the power to shift the energy. Even if I can't quite feel that yet, it's there. I'm so much more powerful than I realize. And I can allow more grounding in present time. Because my solutions are within. And the more I anchor into my body, the more I help this tornado of crisis to release. I am worthy and deserving of love, even in the midst of crisis. I am worthy and deserving of deep compassion, even in the midst of crisis. I now align myself with solution and resolution beyond what I can fathom, coming to me in the perfect timing as I release this static energy. I now choose to come into alignment with my truer self, with the greater of me, with whom I'm becoming, rather than who I've been. And there's power there. There's beauty there. I'm connecting to my optimal future me, who's on the other side of crisis. And who's able to function and to thrive, to be in creativity and positive action. I'm allowing that now. I'm willing to have that now. I'm willing and allowing my connection to my truer self now. I'm allowing that now. I have the power to change everything and hold all parts of myself in love. Take a deep breath, blow it away, and check in with yourself now. How are you feeling? On a scale of 1 to 10, where's your crisis? Did it drop even a degree? If you went from a 10 to a 9, that's awesome. That is, you started to take the charge off, and that's everything. If you dropped more, fantastic. But every little step counts. If you didn't drop at all, redo it. Just keep listening until you really feel like, whew, yeah, okay, this is temporary. And I want you to just feel into my words for a second. Maybe you put your hands over your heart. Who I really am, the more of me, my light self, is extraordinary. And I'm connecting with that self now. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to just imagine connecting to that truer part of you filled with light. If you can't feel it, that's okay. Just imagine it. Imagine connecting to that part of you who's on the other side of crisis. That part is so beautiful. And that's who you really are. You're not this crisis. You're not this crisis. You are an extraordinary being of light. Receive that, allow that, accept that, feel that. And be really gentle with yourself, because a crisis is, I know, personally, they're tough. But you got this. I believe in you. And there's so much more joy and love and expansion on the other side of this crisis. So don't let it define you. Move through it. Have a beautiful day.